Good morning. Today is Saturday, December 5th, and we'll be reading Daniel 7 and 8.
Daniel 7 and 8. Are you ready, Catherine? Catherine, you ready?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Tana, you ready? How about you, Josh? Are you ready?
Yes.
How about you, Gabriel?
Yes.
Yes. And Daddy is ready? Ready to go. All right. 7 and 8.
Daniel's vision of the four beasts. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his mind while on his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spoke and said, I saw in my vision by night the four winds of the heaven, striving upon the Mediterranean Sea. Four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse from one another. The first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. I watched until its wings were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth and made to stand on the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. Another beast appeared, a second like a bear, and it raised itself up on one side, and it had 3 ribs in its mouth between its teeth. And they said to it, Arise, devour much flesh. After this I looked, and there was another like a leopard, which had on its back 4 wings of a fowl. The beast also had 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. After this I saw in the visions at night a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and exceedingly strong, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and broke in pieces, and stamped the rest with its feet. And it was different from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. I considered the horns when there came up among them another little horn, before whom 3 of the first horns were plucked by the roots. And there in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. The Ancient of Days reigns. I watched until the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days was seated, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and its wheels as burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came out from before him. 1,000 thousands ministered to him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. Then I watched, because of the sound of the boastful words which the horn was speaking. I watched even until the beast was slain, and his body destroyed, and given to the burning flame. As for the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time. I saw in the night visions, and there was one like a son of man, coming with the clouds of heaven. He came to the Ancient of Days, and was presented before him. There was given to him dominion and glory, and a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. The interpretation of the dream. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I approached one of those who were standing by and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me and made known to me the interpretation of these things. These great beasts, which are 4 kings, which shall rise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall take the dominion and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Then I desired to know the truth of the 4th beast, which was different from all the others, exceedingly dreadful, whose teeth were of iron and its nails of bronze, and which devoured broken pieces and stamped the rest with its feet. And of the 10 horns that were in its head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spoke boastful words, whose look was more stout than its fellows. I beheld, and the same horn was warring with the saints, and prevailing against them, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was passed in favor of the saints of the Most High, and the time came when the saints possessed the kingdom. Thus he said, the 4th beast shall be the 4th kingdom upon earth, which shall be different from all the kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. The 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall rise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be different from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. He shall speak words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and plan to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and a half a time. But the court shall sit for judgment, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it forever. Then the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of all the kingdoms under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. At this point the matter ended. As for me, Daniel, my thoughts troubled me as much, and my countenance changed in me, but I kept the matter in my heart. Chapter 8. Daniel's vision of a ram and a goat. In the 3rd year of the reign of King Belshazzar, a vision appeared to me, even to Daniel, after that which appeared to me at first. I saw in the vision, and while I was looking, I was at Susa in the palace, which is in the province of Elam, and I saw in the vision that I was by the canal of Ulai. Then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and there stood before the river a ram which had 2 horns, and 2 horns were high, but one was higher than the other, and the higher one came up last. I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no animal might stand before him, nor was there any that could be delivered out of his hand, but he did according to his will and became great. As I was considering this, suddenly a male goat came from the west across the face of the whole earth and did not touch the ground, and the goat had a notable horn between its eyes. He came to the ram that had the 2 horns, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran to him in the fury of his power. I saw him come close to the ram, and he was moved with rage against him, and struck the ram and broke his 2 horns. And there was no power in the ram to stand before him, but he cast him down to the ground and stamped on him. And there was none who could deliver the ram out of his hand. Therefore the male goat grew very great, and that when he was strong, the great horn was broken, and 4 conspicuous horns came up in its place toward the 4th winds of heaven. The little horn. Out of one of them came a little horn, which grew exceedingly great toward the south, toward the east, and toward the pleasant land. It grew great even to the host of heaven, and it cast down some of the host and of the stars to the ground, and stamped upon them. Indeed, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and from him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. Because of rebellion, an army was given to the horn to oppose the daily sacrifice, and it cast truth to the ground. It practiced this and prospered. Then I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said to the certain saint which spoke, How long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression and desolation, the giving of both the sanctuary and the host to the trodden underfoot? And he said to me, 2,300 evenings and mornings. Then the sanctuary shall be cleansed properly. Gabriel interprets the vision. When I, Daniel, had seen the vision, I sought for the meaning. Then there before me stood one who had the appearance of a man. I heard a man's voice between the banks of Ulai, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man understand the vision. So he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid and fell upon my face. But he said to me, Understand, son of man, that the vision deals with the time of the end. Now, as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep with my face toward the ground. But he touched me, and he set me upright. Then he said, Listen, I will make you know that what shall be in the final period of the indignation, for the end shall be at the appointed time. The ram which you saw having 2 horns represents the kings of Media and Persia. The rough goat is the king of Greece, and the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king. Now the broken horn and the 4 horns that stood up in his place are 4 kingdoms that shall stand up out of this nation, but not with his power. In the latter time of the kingdom, when the transgressors transgressors have reached their limit. A king shall arise, having a fierce countenance, skilled in intrigue. His power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice his will, and shall destroy the mighty men and the holy people. By his cunning he shall cause deceit to succeed under his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart. He shall destroy many a time of peace. He shall also rise up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken not by human hands. And the vision of the evenings and the mornings which was told is true. Therefore shut up the vision, for it deals with many days in the future. Then I, Daniel, fainted and was sick for some days. Afterward I rose up again and did the king's business. So I was astonished at the vision, but there was none to explain it. That is
Daniel 7 and 8. Wow. Bye.
Have a great day. Please subscribe. Hope you like this video. Please leave a like or a comment. Bye.
I got one.